Why am I not using this microphone? That's a great question. Where's Bedanza, dude? Dude, you're not Broderick. Oh great, another Nathan in disc golf, as if there weren't enough already. Thanks, Mom and Dad. And thank you for checking out my first upload to YouTube. Which means this video will probably be an absolute pile of dog shit. Yo, no one freaking cares, dude. Did you get any discs back or not? Let's begin. There's two things you can expect when you start disc golfing. You'll get carried away and buy way too many frisbees that you'll never use in one lifetime. And two, you'll probably end up losing about half of those on the course. And it doesn't really matter how many times you've lost discs over your disc golf career. It doesn't really seem to get any easier. It's difficult to not get attached to discs in your bag when you rely on specific flights in your game. Dude, especially when you took the time to beat up that overstable driver so that it now flies like a 150-gram DX Leopard. Or maybe discs come in and out of your bag so fast that the oldest disc in your bag is like 3 days old. Regardless of who you are, we all have lost disc stories that haunt us to this very day. For me personally, I was doing field work in a soccer field that runs adjacent to one of the holes at one of my local disc golf courses. I was all the way at the far side of the field, throwing towards the soccer goal that's closest to the basket. I had nearly thrown every disc in my bag to the opposite side when this guy is walking to the next tee and sees all my discs in the field. This dude looks around and starts loading all my discs in his bag like he stumbled upon a blessing bestowed upon him from the gods of Olympus. And not just one, I had probably 20 discs over there, and he was stacking them into his bag like his life depended on it. I ran over like the absolute badass that I am. That's a joke, bro. I have the posture of like a Thanksgiving turkey. But I yelled to him, I think I said something like, "Yo, dude, where'd you get all those discs?" And he looked up at me and froze and dumped all my discs out of his bag. I started picking them up, and then he was picking them up too, and he said he was trying to help me collect all my discs. Doy! Dude, why didn't you just say that? That's my fault. I thought you were stealing them. That guy went right to his car and left after that. Now, thankfully, this is an extreme case. Of course, there are numerous kind souls out there that take the time to contact lost disc owners and return their sick frisbees. And those people are awesome, because it's not like they're getting anything in return for helping you. Or at least they're not expecting to get anything. Maybe. Yes, it's considered common courtesy, but if life has taught us anything, not everyone does things because it's the right thing to do. Some of your discs might be in other people's bags, or lost under layers of leaves, or straight up lost in a body of water in another state or country that you've just never even visited. Now, this kind of begs the question. For all the discs that you've lost over the years, what percentage of those have been returned to you? And what if those people that returned discs got a reward for helping others? Of course, in a perfect world, you shouldn't do things because you expect to get a reward. But I believe if you're willing to help others when it doesn't necessarily benefit you, then you deserve one. Which brings us to the whole point of the video. I decided to grab 20 discs off my shelf from various manufacturers that are in different stages of wear, different plastic blends, different disc types, etc. Now, I thought about various ways that I could approach this experiment. There are so many variables that I could manipulate, but in the end I limited myself to what is most cost effective. So that means I scattered all the discs across 2 of my local courses as opposed to driving to all different courses across New England. I also realized 20 discs is a small sample size, but these are all discs that I've spent my own money on and am willing to lose for the video. Maybe in the future I could do a much larger scale version of this experiment, with help of course from outside sources. But for now, this is what I can afford. I think it'd be really interesting to see what discs get returned to me, if any. We can assume that discs that are more beaten up, baseline plastic blends, or manufacturers that aren't popular are potentially more likely to get returned. But of course, it also depends who finds the disc and what their typical intentions are with a lost disc. Like, if I lost a Sexton Firebird out there, kiss it goodbye, baby. The likelihood of getting back a rare or highly sought after disc is probably much lower for obvious reasons. However, before I can scatter the discs across the course, I have to write my name and number on each of the discs. And by my name and number, I mean not my name and number. You know, I thought about doing a joke where I would like write Paul Macbeth on the bottom of all these discs. But you just know there's that one guy that would see that and believe it, and it's just like, bro, no friggin' way. So I did end up making up names for each of the 10 discs. Half of them were male names and the other half were female names. I was curious if male or female names would sway people one way or the other. I mean, let's be honest, let's call it what it is. There's some weirdo perverts out there. And they're getting catfish, dude. Or maybe not. I mean, maybe I don't get a single disc back, who knows? Then they get the last laugh. The 2 courses that I chose were Davis Forest and Mohegan Park. 2 solid courses in Eastern Connecticut that get a considerable amount of foot traffic, and the 2 courses that I've lost the most discs on. So of the 20, I placed 10 across both courses, 5 marked with the male names, 5 marked with the female names. I tried placing them throughout both courses, like as naturally as you can fake losing a disc or fake an ace. On a side note, I never explicitly said it, but for each person that contacts me and to return a disc without telling me to pay or something ridiculous, they'll be able to keep what they found, and then I'll end up giving them another disc as a reward. See that? It pays to do good deeds. I'm just such a good guy, you know? Boom, son, you get a disc. Boom, son, you get a disc. Just dap up the homie real quick. Where do I put these? I'm at Mohegan Park. Thankfully, no one else is here right now because I think I'd look like an absolute creep just going through here. I don't know. People would know that some sus activities are going on. Dude, what do we go with first? I'm thinking, because I have so many drivers, you know, the side of hole one, you know, someone shanks a shot, treat yourself. Have a disc. Yeet! The thing is, I don't know how much thought should go into my placement. Because I want it to look natural, but at the same time, I want people to find these things within the next like week or two. You know, I'm thinking I'll come back in like a few days or a week and see if they're gone so that I know like, okay, I could be expecting something. Or maybe this entire video is a flop and no one contacts me at all, just steals everything. Maybe we might as well throw one of these friggin' things. Yeah. Okay, apparently I almost aced it. Yeah, that's good. This is kind of fun. You ever wanted to play disc golf with all the fun of walking the course without throwing? Me either. Yeah, it's pretty good, but F your life. Yup. Dude, this is great. I can just jump around all willy-nilly. Get in your hole. Bait has been planted. I got here way before a bunch of people did, and now a bunch of people are in the parking lot. We'll see. It sucks. It sucks a pile of anuses, just a collective butt temple, if you will. Now we wait. Okay, I'm at the courses again. I'm gonna check, because I remember all the spots that I left the discs, and I'm gonna see if people actually grab them, or if they're still there, and that's why I'm not getting texts, because I have actually gotten a handful of texts, and I got them really quickly, which I did not expect at all. So let's go take a peek. Okay, we do in fact still have one that's right here. I think it's the only one left that people haven't found. Whew. Just scanned Mohegan Park. All the discs that I haven't gotten a text about yet have been found, which happens so fast. So potentially people just have them, which is fine. That's part of the video. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't expect it to be here today. Went to a random park to do some field work, and then was like, oh, it's kind of a cool park. Let me go find a spot, follow this trail. Just a random disc golf basket. It just goes up to some apartment complexes. Life's weird, man. So I think I'll start with Mohegan Park. I got 5 of the 10 discs back there. 3 of 5 female discs were returned, and 2 of 5 male discs were returned. Davis Forest in Brooklyn, I ended up getting 8 of 10 discs back, all the male discs, and 3 of the 5 female discs. Combining both of these, this made for a total of 13 out of 20 discs returned to me. 8 out of 10 male discs returned, and that makes for only half of the female discs were returned, which actually like super surprised me. I thought it would be the complete opposite. I thought people would see like a male disc and they'd have some sort of bias or something, and they'd end up being like, yo, whatever, dude, I'm taking this. And they see a female disc and like maybe kind of feel bad and return it. But no, it's the other way, apparently. They see a male disc, they're like, yo, I'm gonna dap up the homie. I got you, dude. I freaking got you, dude. It's a good thing that they, like, any discs are returned. Like, we can't just say, obviously, that that's the conclusion. These are just strict observations. Another thing, kind of a fault of my own that I didn't do more mid-ranges. There were only 2 mid-ranges in the entire thing, and they were both taken. Because a mid-range is the kind of disc that can be thrown by everybody. I think it's pretty safe to say that most people like mid-ranges unless you're on the Pro Tour or something like that. Some people might look at a putter and be like, that's a baby disc. I can't throw that. Some people might look at drivers and be like, I'm the baby. I can't throw that. Mid-ranges are just like the perfect in-between. And they're gone. Also interesting, of course, the one disc that I didn't show because I'm an absolute dunce, there was a Star Leopard included. And that's one of the discs that was stolen. Oh, not stolen. That's like one of the discs that someone kept, which I find crazy. It's been a while since I've seen a starter pack. It always had the Leopard in it. So I feel like people have like a weird view of the Leopard where they're like, I'm not throwing that. Like that's throwaway, which the Leopard's a great disc, but I found it kind of weird that was one of the ones where someone's like, yeah, I'm keeping that guy. Fast, new shiny drivers that are barely used, like super fast, gone. People love that. They're like, ooh, yeah, which is ironic because that course is so wooded, gone. Which, I mean, I guess it depends who's playing or who finds it or whatever, but dude, people love fast, overstable plastic. It just is what it is. It's a tale as old as time. Truthfully, I was really surprised by how quickly I started getting texts. And there were multiple times where, you know, at each course, Mohegan has a drop box. So people, you know, in theory can't break into there. I know they have, but it's gotten more secure. Whereas Davis Forest, there's just a box. Like the whole park is regulated by the town and they won't put a lock on the lock box. So anyone could throw anything in there and then someone else could just open it and just steal whatever's in there. And I will say, someone found one of my discs, put it underneath the garbage can, and then someone else found another one of my discs. And they're like, oh, let me put it underneath the garbage can. And they took a picture of that lost disc underneath there next to the other lost disc that someone else found. That could have been an opportunity for someone to take both of those discs, but they didn't do that, which I think is really cool because I'll be honest, going into this, I was fully prepared to lose just about every disc and I got back like way more than half. So it kind of makes me wonder, do only the bad experiences stick out in my head where I'm like, I never get any discs back? But realistically, this is a scenario where I got a lot of discs back. Those other people that took the other discs, if you're gonna take the disc, whatever. But like, it's like the weird scenarios where people go out of their way and they'll text the person and be like, hey, I'm keeping your disc. What is that proving? Dude, that's the equivalent of the person that bags up their dog's poop and then just leaves the bag there. Like, you're just putting effort into being a jerk. So the conclusions, at least for me, there are good people out there. I hope the people that found the discs and didn't text me and just kept them, enjoy them. I hope the people that did text me and I gave them a couple discs as a thank you for their good deeds, I hope they enjoy those too. And I hope this was at least entertaining or insightful for you. Maybe it's not. I don't know. Dude, I'm new at this. I'm garbage. Like, me editing, I'm just going through and seeing all the dumb little things that I did wrong that I'm like, oh, that was stupid. But it'll get better. I'll do better to record at a better angle that isn't just looking directly at my nose. I think that's when I'm supposed to say like and subscribe and share with your friends. I didn't even do like an introduction to myself or anything. Yeah, like we'll explain that next time. Let's go.